Okay, Sisters fans. Now, let me say I appreciate this. I really do appreciate it because I did not catch this. Now, yesterday I did a video. Well, actually, I posted a lot of videos. What was it, like 14 this last night? There was one that stood out among the rest in regards to views. So when I looked at it, I'm like, okay, let me read the comments. It was the one about, what has Fatima so upset? I'm like, okay, does she realize that she made a mistake after going after Hayden when he was innocent when it came to the Heather Lee Jennings situation? Is it because she's just happy that Zach is home from jail? Or what's going on? Is there something else happening? But somebody's like, Jeremy, I think it has to do with her finding out about Heather Lee Jennings and the child support charges, because if you look closely after we see Fatima embracing Zach, look at her hands, Jeremy. She's not just holding her purse, she's holding what seems to be a little stack of papers. And if you go back to the scene in the court, you actually have Zach holding on to the, well, actually, if you go back to the jail investigation room, we have Zach with the folder and whatnot, but I thought he threw those across the room. Not to mention, when we see him and Jake walking out of the jail, Zach is empty-handed. I don't know, maybe he gets the pictures off screen. I mean, he gets the paperwork off screen. I don't want to, go too far into it. Hell, for all we know, maybe Jake makes a late night delivery. Hey, so I got the paperwork from the you-know-what, aka the test results, and, this could be the information. We know that Zach told Jake that he's going to be upfront and honest with Fatima, but like I said in my other video, yeah, you really can't avoid the, hey, here's why I got arrested. But the thing about that is, hopefully Zach words it well enough where it's like, hey, just so you know, there's a chance that I could be somebody's father, a 3-year-old boy, but at the same time, I have no idea who this woman is. And remember, Heather Lee Jennings, well, yeah, interesting information here, because I actually got info on 16 character descriptions for Zatima, and even though we don't have a character breakdown for Heather, I think it's safe to assume that the Heather mentioned in the description of a certain club bouncer actually is the same Heather Lee Jennings. So, yeah, so it looks like Fatima is just breaking down, because think about it this way, everything going on with Karen possibly being the father, Karen possibly carrying Zach's baby, this rando woman who out of nowhere is claiming Zach to be the father of her 3-year-old son. And it just goes back to that one scene of Fatima in Andy's office saying this one line that really plucks at the heartstrings when you take into context everything that this woman has gone through so far.
I know. But Andy, I want us to be the one to have his babies. I guess we just deal with it as it comes.
I mean, imagine her despair if it turns out that she could be the third woman. Well, AKA, third time's a charm, right? That would be really sad. I mean, a baby he didn't know about, combined with a baby he wishes he never had because he had that moment of weakness with Karen. And now it's like, now I'm going to just be the, what is it? The bronze? What is it? Gold, silver, bronze, the bronze baby mama at this rate. But that would be one hell of a way to end the episode. Now, remember, this is the mid-season finale, and this scene right here would be the perfect way to end the episode. But I know that the final scene is either going to be something very emotional or very, like, oh my God, this is crazy. Obviously, her busting the windows out of Hayden's car and whatnot would be the cliffhanger. And to put it in perspective, sometimes these photos and teasers are misleading. Now, I know I could be wrong, because sometimes I have been right on this, other times I've been wrong on this. The photo we see of Zach, holding Fatima, that could not even be in this episode. This could be from episode 12 for all we know. But I'm just going to assume that it's in episode 11. That leads to the next point here I wanted to make. Now, if Fatima does find out that Zach could possibly already be a father, that would cause her to be very emotional. And it's interesting to me because we usually don't see this side of Fatima, because more often than not, I mean, compare this to the season 3 finale. hey, Karen might be pregnant with one baby. So what? Take life one day at a time. And now to actually see her come from a, oh my God, just fall apart. This is an interesting dynamic for Fatima I really want to see. It's kind of like, last week when I looked at or rewatched the scene where Karen breaks down why she's feeling the way she's feeling to Fatima outside of Zach's house. It was a great scene. Isolated, of course, because then she turns back into bitch mode. But that one moment, I'm like, we rarely see these moments with the women because usually they're just so full of drama. They're trying to like one-up the men or one-up each other or whatnot or give hypocritical advice. But when we have these rare moments of vulnerability, it really does say a lot. But let's go on to a little information from Zatima. There's a character description of a bouncer who's in their 30s, open ethnicity. A bouncer at the strip club where Heather and Diamond work. He has given Fatima permission to go backstage and confront Heather. Now, if you're wondering who Diamond is a black female and irritable stripper at the club where Heather works. She wrongfully assumes that Fatima is a new dancer who will give her unwanted competition. So that must mean, I just keep remembering that one scene from season 3. I'm not saying Fatima is a stripper, but for damn show, Thick Tima could. Whoo! Okay, let me stop. Yeah, anyway, she wrongfully assumes that Fatima is a new dancer who will give her unwanted competition. So you're wondering, what the hell is Fatima doing backstage, underage, adolescent? How you doing? Fine. She replied, okay, what is she doing backstage at a strip club? Why is she confronting Heather? I don't know. But we know Fatima is one to get to the bottom of things. I mean, first of all, she did not flinch. Okay, Karen, we're getting a DNA test. Okay, he's my child. Okay, well, if he's the father of your child, then you won't mind getting a DNA test. Sure. But this is interesting because I'm really wondering what the outcome of that paternity test is going to be. I mean, I don't know. Could it be a situation where Zach is the father, but then Fatima setting some ground rules about, here's how this is going to go down? Or is it a situation where she finds out Heather lied and she wants that $37,000, that Zach had, technically Jake put up to get Zach out, and then Zach is going to pay him back. But you know what I mean? That's almost 40 grand that's gone down the drain, and she ain't having that. Or this could go back to the other video I did, which I had to re-edit because somebody pointed out I accidentally put the wrong audio to it. Do you think that Jeremiah is the father? Because Jeremiah's description, Zach's brother, who is a bit of a character, he shows up at Zach's house looking for him. He clearly has no idea where his brother is. He gives off a weird vibe with Fatima, asking for his brother's phone number, commenting on how posh the place is, and asking to come in and look around. Pretty much we're in a situation where, perhaps Fatima realizes that Fatima isn't a lawyer, but she does work at a law firm, so maybe she picked up a few tricks. Plus, she's street smart. Do you think it's possible that she figured out that Jerome is the baby daddy? I don't know. Or the fact that, she confronts Heather, and I wonder how that situation is going to go down, because Heather Lee Jennings as a stripper, that actually makes sense when you think about it, because I've never been to a strip club, but with all the television shows with strip clubs and all, it doesn't seem normal for a stripper to use their real name when talking to a customer or client of their establishment. I mean, it's kind of like Lisa House of Pain with Malik, and well, we know how that turned out. So I guess Tyler Perry has a thing for writing pregnant strippers in these shows, but whatever. Anyway, I really do feel like it's going to be an interesting dynamic here because of the fact that you have Fatima taking in so much. Not to mention, I can understand why she would have an emotional break. Think of it this way. She unleashed unleashed all that rage and fury on Hayden. And then after that scenario, like when you've reached peak rage, all you have is the come down. And that's what's happening here, where she's relieved that Zach is out. She's relieved because she thinks she got revenge on the person who put him behind bars. But in reality, she was 100% wrong. And not only that, the reason he was behind bars could be something that changed their entire dynamic from this point forward. But overall, that's really all I have to say about this video. It seems like, Fatima gets the bad news. Definitely one of the moments I could see closing out tomorrow night's episode. I'm interested to see how this dynamic is going to play out in Zatima. And unfortunately, when it came to like the character / cast listing for the show, it didn't tell us anything about Heather in terms of her own, separate description, because that would let us know if she's a guest star, is she a recurring role. It's just one of those things where it makes you wonder, well, if she's like a guest star, you can kind of figure that this is a person who will be in a couple episodes. We might get intel on if she's the baby mom, or if she really is Zach's baby mama. But I don't know. As soon as I get more information, I'll let you know, guys. But again, just thank you all to everybody who commented on yesterday's video pointing out, Jeremy, look at those papers. That's probably the information about Zach, and that kid. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm actually quite intrigued because we're actually carrying over an essential plot from Sistas into the Zatima series. And hopefully this is more, I guess you could say, put together and thought out than it was with the Ruthless and Oval. But overall, thanks so much for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit subscribe and hit the bell icon to select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel.